call their beloved homeland l'Hexagone because of its distinct six-sided shape. Each corner of France has its unique character. The rugged and outdoorsy French Alps, sun-drenched and slow-paced Provence, the glamour and gorgeous Côte d'Azur coastline, and idyllic Alsace, a pastoral region where storybook hamlets are tucked away in the vine-covered rolling hills. They even have strange snail-related laws, which we will get into toward the end of the video, so stay tuned with us till the very end. For more than 2 decades, France has reigned as the world's most popular tourist destination, receiving 82 million foreign tourists annually. From cultured cities to pristine nature sites, France offers endless tourist attractions. Discover this fascinating and diverse country with our list of the 10 best places to visit in France. Paris and Versailles. Appreciated for its elegance and joie de vivre, Paris is a grand European capital filled with architectural masterpieces like the Eiffel Tower and the Notre Dame Cathedral. Reflecting the city's rich heritage, the Louvre, one of the top museums in Paris, contains an exceptional fine arts collection. Other charms of Paris are its atmospheric medieval quarters and graceful boulevards. A short train ride from Paris is the UNESCO-listed Château de Versailles. Built for Louis XIV, this opulent 17th century palace is a testament to the glory and absolute power of the French monarch. The chateau's splendid Baroque facade, dazzling hall of mirrors, and fountain-adorned formal gardens allow visitors to imagine a scene of France's bygone royal court. The countryside of Provence. In contrast to the gray skies of Paris and northern France, the charming region of Provence basks in bright Mediterranean sunshine most of the year. This rural area feels untouched by the modern world and has a rugged, earthy appeal. The rolling hills are covered with a patchwork of small farms, olive groves, sunflowers, and lavender fields. Fragrant rosemary, sage, thyme, and other wild herbs grow here in abundance and enliven the local cuisine. 2 favorite destinations are Saint-Paul-de-Vence, a picture-perfect walled medieval town near many Côte d'Azur tourist spots such as Eze and Gourdes, which are among the top attractions in Luberon. Côte d'Azur. Also known as the French Riviera, the Côte d'Azur is a glamorous stretch of Mediterranean coastline named for its deep azure blue waters. Among the most famous French Riviera tourist attractions are Cannes, which has a dazzling beachfront promenade and an alluring old town, and Monaco, a tiny royal principality that is synonymous with luxury and decadence. Both Cannes and Monaco feature 5-star hotels, acclaimed restaurants, and yacht-filled marinas. Sun worshippers flock to Saint-Tropez, a happening summer vacation spot with exclusive private beaches, as well as public beaches that appeal to regular tourists. Mont Saint-Michel. Mont Saint-Michel is a highlight of the Normandy region, a pastoral landscape of apple orchards, woodlands, and cow pastures. This unmissable tourist attraction ranks number 1 on the long list of Normandy travel destinations, which includes stellar sites such as historic castles and picture-perfect towns. Built between the 11th and 13th centuries, the Abbey of Mont Saint-Michel is one of the most awe-inspiring sites in France. The UNESCO-listed abbey is perched on the hilltop of an islet in the Bay of Mont Saint-Michel and is considered a marvel of Gothic architecture. Château les Rideaux. Like the scene of a fairy tale, magnificent castles are scattered throughout the densely forested landscape of Loire Valley. Stretching for 280 kilometers from Sailly-sur-Loire to Chalon-sur-Loire in Anjou, the Loire Valley is the largest UNESCO-listed site in France. Extravagant chateaux such as the grandiose Château de Chambord and the emblematic Château de Chenonceau offer insight into the opulence of the Renaissance-era French court. French nobles and elites also built stately manor houses, such as the majestic Château of Giverny and the Château les Rideaux, in an idyllic setting with a water-filled moat. Reims Cathedral. Reims is justifiably placed among France's list of cities of art and history. Of the town's 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the most renowned is the Cathédrale Notre-Dame de Reims, where French kings were crowned. The most celebrated event was when Joan of Arc escorted Charles VII to the cathedral in July of 1429 for his coronation as king. Built in the 13th century, the Notre Dame Cathedral of Reims is a gem of high Gothic architecture. The dazzling exterior features a profusion of flying buttresses and sculpted angels, while the spacious interior has a solemn ambience of spirituality. The walled city of Saint-Malo. A picturesque coastal region, Brittany has a rich maritime heritage seen in its historic port towns. Saint-Malo, surrounded by old ramparts, the medieval capital of Nantes, and the fortified 14th century Concarneau. The scenery is dramatic and unspoiled, with secluded sandy beaches and a rocky coastline where wild Atlantic waves crash against the shore. Centuries-old fishing villages are sheltered in quiet bays and on tiny windswept offshore islands. Breton culture can be traced back to the Celts. Similar to Ireland, it is a land of mythology and legends. Today, Brittany is strongly Catholic. Locals celebrate ancient religious customs called pardons, special festivals when townspeople wear old-fashioned regional costumes. Biarritz Beach, a blend of Parisian-style elegance and the untamed natural beauty of the Atlantic coast, Biarritz is an upscale seaside resort with fabulous beaches. Biarritz was favored by Empress Eugenie, who loved this area of the Basque region. She chose a sandy hillside overlooking the Bay of Biscay as the location of her imperial residence, the Villa Eugenie. This Second Empire Palace has been converted into luxury accommodations. The 5-star Hôtel du Palais, which offers exquisitely decorated guest rooms and an oceanfront gastronomic restaurant. Next to the hotel property is the Grande Plage, a sandy beach that has attracted sunbathers since the Belle Epoque. Saint-Jean-de-Luz. Just a half-hour drive or 15 kilometers from Biarritz is the historic fishing port of Saint-Jean-de-Luz, a popular summertime destination with family-friendly beaches. Traveling inland 25 kilometers from Biarritz is the traditional Basque village of Espelette. This small village boasts typical half-timbered, red-shuttered Basque houses decorated with rows of dried red peppers called piment d'Espelette, prized for use in Basque cuisine. In Spain's Basque Country, 50 kilometers by bus, car, or train from Biarritz, the lively seaside city of San Sebastián delights visitors with its elegant architecture, sandy beaches, and gourmet tapas. Joan of Arc Monument. France's national heroine, Joan of Arc, led the country to victory during the 100 Years' War when she was only 17 years old. Her divinely ordained mission, instructed by heavenly voices, is still an inspiration to the faithful. Tourists can learn more about Joan of Arc's life story at several of the top sites in Rouen. At the 13th century Tour Jeanne d'Arc, or dungeon, a relic of the town's old chateau, Joan of Arc was imprisoned, threatened with torture, put on trial, and accused of heresy. Since the infamous trial in 1431 and martyrdom, Joan of Arc has been elevated to a saint. Built on the site in Rouen where Joan of Arc was burned at the stake, the Église Jeanne d'Arc pays tribute to the saint's legacy. This modern church features an upwards swooping roof designed to resemble flames. Alsace Region. The historic sites of Strasbourg and Colmar, along with the hundreds of Alsatian villages, have a special old-world charm that is completely distinct from the rest of France. The architecture and ambience of Alsace have been influenced over the centuries by neighboring Germany, as seen in the brightly painted, half-timbered buildings and venerable Gothic churches. The Alsace Villages route is a delightful way to explore the region. Many villages are listed as the most beautiful villages of France, and some are designated as flowering villages because of the vibrant potted flowers that adorn the homes and streets. Thank you for staying with us, lovely viewers. It's now time for the much-awaited bonus fact. Live snails must have a ticket to ride high-speed trains. No, we're not making this up, we promise. According to French law, it is against the law to carry live snails on a high-speed train in France without them having their tickets. Any domesticated animal under 5 kilograms must be a paying passenger. In 2008, a Frenchman was fined when a ticket inspector caught him carrying the critters on board a TGV. Luckily though, France's state-owned rail company SNCF ended up waiving the fine. Have you ever been to any of the places mentioned in our compilation? Comment down below and let us know all about your trip. If you enjoyed the content, uplift the channel by hitting like, subscribe, and also ring the YouTube bell to meet us again in the following video. Until next time.